Now take a look at this toddler. She was only 2 years old when she developed an odd, itchy rash around her eyes. Her parents weren't too worried at first because kids develop skin rashes all the time, right? But this one turned into something different. It got worse and caused muscle weakness as well. Over the next 6 months, the preschooler's parents and doctors would then try to figure out what caused this rash and how to help.
But now they finally have some answers. The Fox medical team's Beth Galvin has Mila's story.
Once upon a time, we were in a fairy tale.
Mila Sherry loves reading picture books with her mom, Anna. But for the last year, the Alpharetta 4-year-old has been living a strange story of her own, a kind of medical mystery that began in November of 2022, right before her 3rd birthday, with an odd rash on her face.
Chasing her brother, everything was good, and then all of a sudden this rash appears on her eyelids. And she just said her eyes hurt, and it just kept spreading bigger and bigger, went down to her cheeks, then went to her whole body. And we took her to the dermatologist, and they kept prescribing creams, lotions, steroid creams, everything.
Anna Sherry says they thought Mila had eczema or maybe allergies, but she was also getting weaker, unable to keep up with her brother or climb the stairs.
We were like, maybe she's just being a toddler and she's just being childish, or she just wants us to carry her everywhere. But no, she couldn't even walk up the stairs. And that was really sad to see. We tried everything and anything. And then finally, when I took her back to the pediatrician, I just needed some answers. And that's when that week we found out.
In April, at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Mila was finally diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder known as JDM.
So JDM stands for juvenile dermatomyositis. It is a very rare rheumatic disease that affects the skin and the muscles of particularly young children.
Dr. Christian Oliveros, a pediatric rheumatology fellow at Children's Healthcare, is part of the team treating Mila for JDM, which affects about 3,000 to 5,000 children in the U.S.
It is a disease that sometimes takes months to even sometimes years to be formally diagnosed, depending on when rheumatology gets involved.
Dr. Oliveros says Mila's muscle weakness is something they frequently see in kids with JDM.
They start slowing down. They start saying, Mom and Dad, it's more difficult to climb the stairs than I used to. Oh, can you take me to the bathroom? And a lot of parents are like, oh, are you just feeling a little bit sick?
She was in the hospital for a week at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and we had to do steroids, started her on methotrexate injections, and then IVIG infusions.
The goal is to damp down Mila's immune system, which is kicked into overdrive, causing all this inflammation.
So it's a little bit too overactive, too hyperactive, and it's not working correctly.
It's been a rough journey. It's not easy. The IVIG infusions are 10 to 12 hours each time. For a toddler to sit there for that long, it's not easy.
But 9 months into treatment, Mila is starting to come off her steroids, and Anna Sherry is hopeful that they will soon be able to turn the page on this part of her story.
She's doing a lot better, so we are hopeful that, it keeps getting better.
She's going to be just like any other kid her age. The only difference is she's on a few medications.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, we do know that JDM often goes into remission within a couple of years, and that's what the Sherrys are hoping will happen with Mila, but they don't have any guarantees.